get cocky. Show me your motivation.
So, continuing with the trend of requests, here we are with Ryu from the Ninja Gaiden series in his Sigma form. That's the one we're going to be focusing on, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, which is the iconic ones with the black outfit and such. So, with that said, let's get started. So, in terms of physical strength, Ryu can pick up another human being easily, he can cut through the hull of an airplane, he can also use massive weapons no human should be able to lift, so superhuman strength for sure. Oh, also he can block a massive ass fucking sword with just his own sword, so yeah, definitely superhuman in terms of strength. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, I didn't get GIFs for everything, and one of those things I didn't get were speed. In terms of speed, Ryu can dodge lightning easily, he can block gunfire with his blade, and basically, again, ninja, so superhuman speed, good reflexes, good superhuman speed and senses and so forth. Yeah, I couldn't really find any real clips of that, and, you know, again, with the whole got an essay due, I just didn't think it was necessary, because that's some pretty standard speed feats, dodging lightning, and then being able to block gunfire, so, yeah. In terms of agility, he's a fucking ninja, so yeah, he's agile as fuck. That would be superhuman fucking easily with the fucking shit he does. But now we're on to terms of durability. In terms of durability, he can withstand long falls and even crash through windows easily from a massive distance away. He also survived a massive explosion at Ground Zero that damaged a mountain and a missile strike. And he survived the grip of murder, which is a curse that makes him feel the pain of all the people who got killed by his sword, because the sword got passed down throughout the generations. He could also take being rammed by a T-Rex, I'm assuming it's a dinosaur, but it looks like a T-Rex. And this isn't including the fact that he fights demons, people with lightning powers, fire attacks, and so forth. But since I couldn't find any cutscenes of him dealing with that kind of damage, and it seems to be sort of like how with Bayonetta, how he seems to be dodging more than anything else, I couldn't just put that in there, but he could be far more durable than the feats shown. The feats I'm talking about are cutscenes or story events that just happen no matter what, but he could be far more durable than what this implies. Now it's on to powers, abilities, and skills. Ryu is a master swordsman, archer, and fighter. He's also a master of most, if not all, forms of martial arts and weapons, and a master of all ninja skills. He can teleport, glide, he's a master of ninpo, or ninja magic. He can also perform elemental manipulation, can stop time, can summon blue orbs in order to heal himself, can create a body double of himself, which works like doppelganger. He can create vacuum cuts with his sword. He can also copy the powers, abilities, and forms of anyone he sees, because that's not broken. He can make himself immune to everything while casting Ninpo. He can transform into a falcon, which I believe says he can travel across the world in his falcon form. He can create after images, and he can tap into his guardian spirit to resurrect himself. This spirit is what allows him to stop time, among other things, like jumping thousands of feet up into the air. And you know what? I think I might have actually missed I missed the fact that he can stop time the first time, and that he can perform elemental manipulation. So yeah, those are his powers and abilities as far as I can tell. There could be more. I might have missed a few. But even if I didn't, that's already a massive list of powers and abilities that no one's gonna scoff at, let me tell you. Now, the last thing we need to cover is weapons and abilities, and he's got a shit ton of weapons, so I am not gonna cover them all. However, I will talk about two. His dragon sword, which is made from a dragon's fang, which can be evolved to a true form, and in its true form, it's a divine weapon of unparalleled power in the Ninja Gaiden universe according to the wiki. The other sword I want to talk about is the sword of the Archfiend, which I believe was made by a certain type of rock when the Archfiend breathed onto it or something. Dang it, I knew what it was, but I just can't remember it for the life of me right now. Okay, so here we go. The main theory for how the blade was made is that it was the molten remains of an iron meteorite that had been breathed upon by the Archfiend. The sword of the Archfiend can in fact rival the Dragon Sword in terms of power, and it's implied, or at the very least it's suggested, that it can also rival the true Dragon Sword as well, because he's able to clash with the true Dragon Sword. And it is worth noting that the wiki does make a point of saying that when the two are wielded together, their powers are the power of the wielder is immeasurable if he wields both of them together. I'm assuming that's only for the Ninja Gaiden universe. But so yeah, those are the only two weapons I'm going to cover. They seem to be his most powerful in terms of their lore. So yeah, those are the only two I'm going to cover. And so that should just about cover it for how powerful Ryu Hayabusa. I don't think there's anything else to cover. What I will do, however, is tomorrow I will have up a further thoughts video discussing some of the more, we'll say, interesting aspects of Ninja Gaiden that I found rather humorous and a bit distracting and so forth. And for the DMC5 hypothetical game concepts, there should be a new one coming out this week. I'm almost done writing the script for it. It occurred to me that I had skipped boss battles, so the new one's going to be on boss battles. And besides that, I think that's about it. I don't think there's really anything else to cover this week. I'll see who I'm going to do How Powerful for next Sunday. And for versus matchups, I don't know. I think I was requested Virgil versus Sephiroth, so I might do that one. And yeah, thank you for your time as always, and have a nice day or night, depending on when this uploads.
Kana, it's over, baby. It's all over now.
Where's Ryu? I said some bad things to him. Is that why he left?
He will always be with you, watching over you.
Really?
Ryu made a promise, didn't he? He said he'd always protect you, and me too, forever and ever.